Hello everyone, Lily here today, and we are working on my Newcrest Park speed build. Um, right here off the bat, you're just seeing me trying to section up the park a little bit into smaller chunks to make sure I have enough space for everything, but also so I can kind of visualize how I want to do the plants and like breaking up because it just being a big old lot felt a little too much to me. Um, So I make sure I get everything in here. We have a fully set up like bathroom house cabin thing. I really like cabins, I'm noticing the more I build these things. This is actually my second attempt at building a new Crest Park. The first one I was not happy with and I sat on it for a little bit before trying again for the second time. This is actually over near the cafe I built. I think this is a 20 by 30 lot, if I remember right. Um, Yeah, I think that's the size of it. So right here we're starting off with a little like bathroom house thing because that was a big thing I wasn't happy with when I built the first park was I just used one of the public restrooms. I wanted to actually have a place where people could like hang out in the build. And then I got sidetracked and I ended up having to fix it. I don't remember if I left that in or not after the end. So here's me just kind of working on the shape of it and trying to like really make it not seem like a big old box, which is easier said than done sometimes, is what I'm learning, trying to get better at building here in The Sims. Um, so I ended up with this like long rectangle with a little bump out on either side, like almost a, I want to say H, but not really. I don't know how to describe that shape. Literally just like a square and a rectangle, something simple like that. So I love these doors, like from Cottage Living. They are my favorite doors ever in The Sims. And I don't know if it's just me, but I am someone who likes to use all the same windows from the same pack. Like if I'm using Cottage Living, then every window on that building is going to be from Cottage Living. Um, I do think I want to work on not doing that, but I find it so tricky to pinpoint, especially as someone who's still learning the game and what everything is, that like exact window color, like the closest match to it without going all black, because I don't care for all black or all white windows, and they don't always feel like they're all, just one color. So I do a lot of like, if I use the one pack for windows, it's the one pack for windows. Here I am just putting siding. It took me a second to figure out what siding I wanted, especially because that one always gets me when I'm building. Is I think it's going to be a very skinny siding, and instead it's a pretty like nice thicker sized one. Here we are, just kind of moving the little windows to the exact spot I want them, um, which is a little bit higher in the room. I don't know if that's just because I'm from Maine, but I don't like the windows too low because like if you get snow in real life, like the snow's gonna come into the building that way. I apologize anyways if you hear chewing or like weird noises in the background. My pop's got a toy and she's just having a grand old time with it. So here we are just slowing down and trying to figure out what I can fit in these little 2 by 2 bathrooms, which I realize now without the little standing shower thing from Discovery University, or I forget what other packs it's in. It's really hard to fit more than just a toilet and a sink in there, and I don't think I end up fitting anything. Maybe I do a lot of fiddling with it trying to make it work, and I don't know how to furnish a 2 by like a longer bathroom, like a skinny but long bathroom. I'm still trying to figure out. So here we are. I love that big mirror, but sadly mirrors are the one thing that like you can't size down in The Sims. I wish you could though. So here now I've finally figured it out, and then I decided to switch out some of the windows for a fireplace just because it feels a little bit more cozy, especially I'm ready for wintertime here in real life, as you can tell. Um, I'm like ready for it, and I'm like I want a fireplace and all that, even in real life too. And then, of course, I'm hunting for my favorite couch. Oh, no, I guess I actually switch it up. I go with this leather one. Normally, like, ever since I got the pack, I've been obsessed with the couch and armchair from the, what is it, Book Nook pack? Yeah, that's what it's called. And so we're finally kind of putting the final touches. I forget until the very end to put wallpaper or flooring down on the inside there. But I jump over here and I do some furnishing on the little, like, dining area, is going to be what I call it. So I put in a couple of different, like, food booth things, and this is where the trash cans are going to be tucked in. Oh, a little clutter. I got sidetracked, so I just pop those down really, really quickly. This is where you can tell I have a little bit of the Ada Hoda when building, and just in general. Debated a woohoo bush, and then I guess I changed my mind. And then I love these benches from the City Living pack. It gives it a nice, like, pop of color. And then I feel like these ones from Outdoor Retreat really complement it nicely. Like, they're a very similar shape. Like, the painted ones could just be the painted ones from, like, the City Living ones could just be the Outdoor Retreat ones repainted. It's not that close that it's bad, but it's close enough that it is pretty cute. And then here we are bouncing around over. It takes me a few tries to figure out how I want to do the little garden thing here, because I did want to include a community garden with, like, all the different kinds of plants, and you'll see I just hop on the gallery and pick one out. I want you to be able to find it as well. So I just plop it and go. I don't think I use any of the trees, but I do use all of everything else. That's just in the background playing. So here I am throwing down the planters. I actually placed down a lot more planters than I thought I would need. And so I end up shrinking it down a fair bit. Because I thought all of the plants in the game were going to take up this much space. At least all of the plants in the game from the packs I have. I know there's a couple of other packs that add in a few more plants. But I just don't have them myself. So here I am just kind of sliding them over, moving them in. I think I put the mushrooms in as well, just to fill up some space, because, like I said, I really thought there was going to be a lot more taken up. But it's all good. It ends up coming out and turning out really cute, and I'm a lot happier with it. I really thought that that was going to work, and it just get rid of everything in the middle there, and it didn't. I'm a little disappointed about that. So here's me just kind of tearing everything back down, trying to decide, like, what all space-wise I actually needed, because from the get-go I thought it was a lot more than it is. And then I bounce around trying to figure out how much stuff I want to actually adjust, and if there's different things I want to add in. And then here's where I realize I don't actually have any, like, oh, here's the little thing there, but I think scrolling through that I realized I don't have anywhere for a chess table planned out, and that is a key thing that we're supposed to have, is chess table space. So here I'm just fiddling with the layout of all of that stuff, and there we go. Now I'm moving stuff around a little bit more. So I hope you guys are seeing my improvement in builds, especially on these community lots. Like I said, I'm just really in a Sims mood, or else I would be building or playing a wider variety of games. But currently it's just all Sims because, well, right now I guess I'm just a Sims girl at heart. I don't know what to say on that one. I felt like this white picket fence was really just a cute moment. I have no idea what the dog's playing with right now, but she's got something. Hopefully not something that'll kill her, because I can't tell. Wouldn't be the first time she's playing with a hardwood floor. I don't know if anyone else's dog does that, but my Maple definitely does. And here I'm just kind of using the move objects to fiddle around with the placement of plants a little bit more, trying to tuck them into spaces and have it still functional, which I did play test it after I did all this, and it is all functional. Um, and then here I'm kind of floating around. I am very happy that I have the basketball hoops, and I even set up a whole little bench system, which I think is so cute, like right along the end, as if like you're sitting there waiting for your turn to be able to play a match of basketball. Like, I think it fits it really, really well. So here we are just throwing down some concrete, and I ended up, I think, just leaving it with the basic orange, but I was really hoping there was a cute swatch that would fit the outdoors, like maybe a brown tone or something, and I just couldn't find one. And then here I am building the gazebo actually for the, what is it called? Chess tables. And I now know I have such a hard time with building like a, I don't know what this is called, like a rounded-ish, or what is this? An octagon building, that's a word. Because that's like, you think gazebo, and that's immediately what I think, and I just had such a hard time with it. I think I do finally get it, but only after I mess around for a while with it going like this. So I'm gonna have to watch some speed builds and like figure it out more. I feel like I didn't change much, but this was the only way I could make it work. And I wish I could make something cuter work. Oh, the dog's got a ball, so she's gonna be loud now. Of course, the new Maple here only likes loud toys. Crazy girl. So here we are. I end up just pulling the concrete because I think it'll work just fine. These chess tables were the reason why I definitely did some playtesting, because I wasn't sure if your Sims would be able to get in and out of those seats, and they actually are, which was a little surprising to me. And then I don't put any like fishing pond or anything like that. It is, after this point, just trees. Like, I go hard for the landscaping. I've moved things a little bit here and there, like that little playground equipment area is the big thing I mess with as I place more trees down, just so they aren't clipping and that everything has enough space around it. So I've learned this is like my favorite part, and you'll notice at the start I do a lot of grass, and then I realized it's probably not the best for your computer, and I do less grass, like the low-lying grass, but it's still definitely there. That way the computers don't completely crash when you go and try and use the lot if you decide to. I wouldn't blame you if you didn't. There are definitely a lot cuter and cooler parks on the gallery, but I do appreciate it if you guys decide to check it out and even just take it as a base for your own lots. I do leave a nice sized gap right there so that way your Sims can easily walk through all the trees and go right back to that little pond area there so they can go fishing. That is the one downside I realized of like using Newcrest as your base, is there's not a lot of little spots like that. And then I go around and I use this like patchy grass paint, I guess. Yeah, I'll go patchy grass to like kind of border everything and give it a base for the terrain paint here. And then after doing this, I realized that if you use terrain paint, it doesn't show up on the map. So on the map, the lot looks very, very plain. But when you load in, you see all the paint to like help direct the paths and everything. It just looks a little odd on the map, and I didn't know that was gonna be the case. Is stone bricks underneath the kids' play area a bad idea? Yeah, probably. Do I care? No. Here's all that grass I mentioned to you. Like I said, I went a little ham with the grass. So it does ease up after this first area, but this corner's the corner that you kind of really need it on, I think, for the build. And as you work your way back, it does need to get a little less dense because there's a lot more trees in the back, where in the front there is that big old gap. So you'll see, like, I throw it down and it's really dense near the edges, and then it lightens up some. And here I am finally going and actually putting the wallpaper and the flooring in for this little sitting area. It's the last little touches I do on the build, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. And let me know where you think I could improve on my lot building skills, especially for community lots. Have a good rest of your day. Bye!